Hello, Carrots here. Welcome to episode 66 of the Isla Paradiso Bunch. If you remember, in the last few episodes, I think it took at least 2, possibly 3 episodes, Muriel completed that huge tomb at Abu Simbel. And now here she is, she's just gone home, and it's about time for them to move on to China. But the sink was broken, so she stayed behind to fix that, while the rest of the household went to one of the oases to do some fishing. Now this is the oasis that's got the building on it. In that building is a bed and the basic facilities such as a fridge and a shower and a toilet and a stove. So if your sim is caught out adventuring in this part of the world, they could always stop off here to refresh and have a sleep. There were a couple of wild horses at the waterhole when they arrived, and I also found a falcon that I thought Craig could catch. At first I thought it was a spotted sixum, but it wasn't. And since I didn't want to be worried about birds, we sold it. Muriel had finished fixing the sink, so she got down and did her favourite thing, a drawing. The rooms are quite small in this house, it's a bit hard to film inside. So she's going to have a little sit down and read her book off the multi-tab. But I think she needs to actually get moving. They need to go to China. And Muriel can do the dialing up the travel agent this time because the others are all busy fishing. We've got 7 Sims travelling. Josephine and Diana stayed home to take care of the children. Just a little look around outside their home in Egypt, because Craig is a level 3 in Egypt with these visa points, so he was able to buy a house. Or he built a vacant lot and we're building the house. Off we go to China, and here we are. It was a quick trip. They won't be living at the base camp because they own their own holiday home here, and that's because Judy is a level 3 visa in China. Jeannie has just gone and got herself a new adventure for China off the adventure board. Her adventure was maintenance of the miniature tomb. Hello, Jeannie. This is Yang Lu. It seems the late first emperor's tomb has fallen into disrepair, and I need 7 smelted copper bars to rectify the situation. You will earn some simoleons and some ancient coins. Popping up into map view reveals there's lots of copper that's been tagged by the opportunity. Jeannie can go off looking for copper while the rest of the household either looks for their own adventures or heads to their holiday home, which is near the 3 waterfalls. I found while living in that particular vacation home, they all get to do a lot of fishing autonomously. I'm always finding somebody is fishing somewhere when I think they should be doing something else. But it'll make for some pretty shots in the video. That's the house that they're living in when they're on vacation in China. That's Craig and Hayley there at the moment. Craig is fishing and Hayley is charming a snake. While you watch Craig and Hayley, I'll tell you about the other adventures that they got off the adventure board. Craig, he got the Pilgrim's Walk. I have completed the statue ready for you, Craig. Before it is active, you must first take what the monks of the Order of the Resolute Fist refer to as the Pilgrim's Walk. You must carry the statue to several sites within Shang Simla. Go to the Scholar's Garden first. Hayley, Merrill and Sam all got the same adventure that Jeannie got, maintenance of the miniature tomb. The only difference was Hayley needs to get 3 pieces of raw mercury, Merrill needs to get 6 pieces of raw mercury, and Sam needs to get 10 pieces of smelted copper. Muriel and Judy were the last to get to the adventure board, and after giving out 5 adventures, the board was empty, and they would have to wait till the next day or to get more adventures on it. Meanwhile, all of the Sims that have got adventures will go out now and search for the metals that they need, and Craig will do the Pilgrim's Walk. They all had a busy day. Some were actually doing their adventures, attempting to find metals. Others just were fishing. And later that night, something very surprising happened. Sam got abducted by aliens. It was such a surprise I missed his actual abduction, but here he is being returned. He got picked up at home, but returned a long way away from home. They only seemed to return them to main roads. It took Sam quite a while to run home from where he got dropped off. This makes me wonder, if you're in a player-made world without any main roads, will there be alien abductions? And if there are, will the Sims ever get returned? Because the aliens always return them to a main road. I just would be curious, but not curious enough to go find a player-made world without any main roads, just to check. Back at home, Jeannie had been having a midnight feast. Not sure what she had been eating, but she left a dirty plate behind. That'll upset someone for sure. Meanwhile, I settled down to a few hours of anxiousness as I waited to see if Sam had become pregnant, although it was a male alien, but I'm not sure that makes any difference. I was feeling somewhat secure because in all my years of playing this game, I've only ever had one sim become autonomously pregnant after being abducted, and I'm sure there's been thousands of abductions, so why would Sam suddenly get pregnant while they're in China? It's still night time in the game, but I've been showing you around the house. It's on 3 levels on top of a foundation. The foundation lets them put the house onto the hillside without worrying too much about blending it into the hill. So the lower floor, which is just immediately above the foundation, has got the kitchen, dining and living areas. The second level, which is above this, is where they sleep and have bathrooms, and the top level is empty, and I'm going to put some skilling items in there and things that they need to do to be able to complete opportunities or adventures. Looks like Jeannie's going outside. Now, just before she went outside, she'd been upstairs in the bedroom level talking to Judy, and Judy's a witch, and Judy had cast a spell on Jeannie, but I didn't actually catch it happening because I didn't know it was going to happen. And I suspect that what is about to happen here now, this interaction between her and Craig, I think must be the result of that spell. That's the evil Meryl standing behind them, clapping and listening to what's going on. So I wasn't aware of there being any budding relationship between those two, so I'm assuming that must have happened because of a spell that Judy just applied to Jeannie. But there weren't any hearts floating around, so maybe it's not for real. We'll see what happens next anyway. Or maybe the spell has just given Jeannie the courage. I'm surprised they could even interact when they're on 2 different levels. They chatted and held hands for several real-time minutes. I've cut most of it out because it just went on and on. But it was interesting to see it happen. It was unexpected. Now what are they up to? School cheer. That's a great time to have a school cheer. She does it quite a lot. So that's Sam fishing up on the hill, and Jeannie's taken off. Left Craig all on his own. But that looks like that could be Hayley arriving. I note that they're all still in their pyjamas, their sleepwear. At least Diana isn't in this group, so I won't be getting Hayley and Diana mixed up all the time when they're in their sleepwear, because Hayley has a different hairstyle when she's sleeping. She's hungry. So there goes Craig. He's still got his adventure to do. They've all got their adventures to finish. Now Sam's coming down to have a chat with Hayley. Sam's thought bubble, that's Hayley in her usual hair, but here she's got her hair hanging down while she's in her sleepwear. I don't know why Sims always turn away from their screen so you can't actually see them when they're taking a romantic photo together. But Hayley's engaged to Salty, so what's she doing flirting with Sam? Maybe Salty's going to miss out. I wouldn't be sad if Salty missed out because he just wants to see the ghost of his wealthy spouse. And Hayley is very wealthy. But they do have twins together, as 2 little girls that are toddlers back at home. That might be why they always turn away from the camera when they're taking a photo. It's quite pretty around here near the waterfalls. School cheer. This lot seem to like doing that school cheer. I thought he was going to start fishing again. Indoors, the other Sims are getting ready for the day, having breakfast. That's Meryl drinking a juice and Harley complaining that Muriel's has taken the dirty plate away. Now Craig set out from home early and he started on his Pilgrim's Walk, which was the opportunity he's got to complete. And he's just arrived at the Scholar's Garden, which was what he had to do in the first step. The Pilgrim's Walk, if you remember, is you must first take what the monks of the Order of the Resolute Fist refer to as the Pilgrim's Walk. You must carry the statue to several sites within Shang Simla. Go to the Scholar's Garden first. And here he is. He's carried it now to the Scholar's Garden. And when he got to the Scholar's Garden, Craig has a brief vision. The message is unclear, but Craig is sure that the next stop on the Pilgrim's Walk is the Temple of Heaven. Unfortunately, he got a little distracted by the chess game in the middle of the garden. But he was soon on his way, easily distracted from his chess game, and he set off for the Temple of Heaven, which wasn't all that far off. And as he arrives at the Temple of Heaven, Craig has yet another brief vision. Again, the images are too blurry for a message to be formed. But Craig knows the last stop is the Dragon Cave. So Craig quickly turns away from the Temple of Heaven and heads off on his quest to get to the Dragon Cave as quickly as possible. And we'll just watch him as he runs along and enjoy a bit of the scenery. Craig soon arrives at the Dragon Cave. He doesn't have to go all the way inside. Within the Dragon Cave, Craig experiences a chilling vision. Bao Lui must hear of it quickly before the memories fade from Craig's mind. Before rushing off to report in, he stops for a moment to enjoy the view from the Dragon Cave. As he runs to report in, we can enjoy some of the scenery that he passes on his way. We'll just let Craig run off. Those trees are beautiful colours, but it's still summer in the game, so that's not the autumn leaves, that's the colour of the leaves, as they are in summertime. He's got a short part of the journey on bicycle, and then he has to walk through the Forbidden City, or to the marketplace, where he's going to meet up with the special merchant, Bao Lui, to report in. And after he's reported in, I'll get him to buy some Master Thief coins, because they find extra ancient coins if they've got a Master Thief's coin in their inventory. And of course that wasn't the end of his adventure. Bao Lui had a new one for him. While Craig buys the Master Thief's coin from Bao Lui, I'll tell you about the next part of the adventure. Ask about the cave. Craig, I think I know who can help us gain entrance to the Dragon Cave. A local by the name of Li Yuan claims to know a secret. Speak to Li Yuan as soon as possible so that we can proceed. After completing his business with the special merchant, Craig was in no hurry to race off to speak to Li Yuan. He decided he'd sit and read from his multi-tab for a little while. Meanwhile, one of the locals went swimming. Sam was out collecting copper, and fortunately sufficient time has now passed to confirm that he is not pregnant from his alien abduction earlier. And whenever he comes across a wildflower, he likes to try to pick one and have a deep sniff. Eventually Sam had collected enough copper and went home to use the copper smelting machine to smelt his copper, to turn them into the number of copper bars that he needed. He couldn't smelt them all at once because that would only give him one copper bar, and he needs 10 pieces of smelted copper. So he's going to have to smelt 10 pieces of copper separately to get the 10 pieces of smelted copper that he needs to complete his adventure. And since Jeannie had the same adventure, she also had to smelt her metals. And the actual name of that machine they're using for their smelting is the Artisan's Glass Blowing and Jewellery Making Station. Quite a mouthful to try to remember. So, yes, there's Jeannie. She's working hard at her metals smelting as well. And they both delivered their metals, their bars of copper, when they'd finished. When Craig got home that night, he found he couldn't sleep. He had a convenient fishing hole just outside his front door, so off he went and he did some fishing. After they'd finished their breakfasts, Jeannie decided to play computer games on her laptop at the dining table, while Judy washed the plates in the sink in the little bathroom under the stairs, which is close to the dining table. I wish she'd gone into the kitchen to do it though. This household has a very busy day planned for today. They've all got to complete a whole lot of adventures. Some of them are bigger than others, but Judy's decided to go fishing for a while first, as Jeannie sits upstairs enjoying a computer game. It seems Jeannie wasn't enjoying her computer game. Craig had come up and interrupted her game, and I checked, and now they are romantic interests. So something could be developing after all. All I can think of now is I hope there's going to be babies. It's looking hopeful. As Judy knows about it, she just walked by. Just saw her in the corner of my eye. That looks like we're getting ready for something. A photo. With their backs to us for sure. Has to be that way, I think. They're Sims. Another photo. Oh, we're going to see their faces this time. Yay! Craig's got a very busy day ahead of him. He can't stay here chatting with Jeannie all day, even though they do seem to really enjoy each other's company, and I would be happy if they ended up together as a couple. So he's happy. She's gone back to the computer while he does himself another school cheer. Another photo. I haven't actually seen them kiss yet. Lots of hugs and cuddles. Oh, Craig got a new trait. I thought that one was appropriate. I'd like to have party animals in the game. Hello, here's Meryl turn up. No, she's not going to take a photo with him. She's still looking for a rich husband. I think she knows Craig too well to know that he's not going to marry her. So why would she waste any time on him? Another one they didn't turn away from us for. But time passes and Craig has got the next part of his adventure to do, which I think was to ask about the cave. After completing the Pilgrim's Walk and reporting in, he was given another adventure. Ask about the cave. Talk to Lee to complete this step of the opportunity. Bao Louie had said, Craig, I think I know who can help us gain entrance to the Dragon Cave. A local by the name of Li Huan claims to know a secret. Speak to Li Huan as soon as possible so that we can proceed. And that's what Craig is doing. He's proceeding to Li Huan's house, which is in the middle of the city. Just got to go through that gate on the right. There he is, and Lee is waiting for him in his front yard. He asks Lee for the information about the cave, and Lee gives him another adventure, of course. A potion of remembrance? Ah, yes, the Dragon Cave. I remember parts of the story. A great adventurer named James Vaughan fixed the Dragon Cave almost a century ago, but apparently failed to do so entirely. I seem to have forgotten the rest. Bao Louie sells a potion of remembrance, but I cannot afford it. Deliver 2 pieces of platinum to Bao Louie in exchange for the potion. So Craig sets off. Oh, it's a nice fountain. Craig sets off to find some platinum. And since there's so much platinum available, and since the rest of the household aren't doing anything useful, I send them all off to collect bits and pieces of platinum from all over the world, and I only get Craig to collect what he needs to complete this opportunity, because he doesn't have any platinum at the moment. They're certainly enjoying each other's company there, Bao Louie and Craig, but Craig's in a good mood after his morning with Jeannie, so I suppose he would be happy. Craig has got quite a lot of running to do, to go and collect the 2 pieces of platinum. We won't actually watch him run all of the way, but we'll see little bits of his run here and there. Little bike ride over that bridge. It always amuses me how they've got to ride a bike over the bridge. As soon as they get across the other side, they get off the bike and start running again. He's got his first piece of platinum and something else, and now he's almost up to getting his second piece of platinum. He's gone all the way past the old barn, the abandoned barn. It's got quite a long run he's done to get to here. This is near the cemetery, near the graveyard. Now he's got all the way back into the city to report in to deliver the platinum to Bao Lui to buy the potion. And now that he's got the potion, of course, he will have to deliver it to Lee. I wonder if he can get past those pools without having to have a swim. Knowing Craig, I seriously doubt it. Ah, there's his target to deliver the potion. The guy in the grey shirt. He actually accidentally falls into the pool while he happens to be wearing his swimmers. I wonder how accidentally that was. But he's wet now and he's happy. Now he's got to deliver the potion. And he drinks the potion. Mr. Lee drinks the potion, and what does he have to say? We have another adventure. Oh, Sin Pa. Yuck. I hate the taste of this foul potion. If I could only remember things, I wouldn't have to drink it so often. Ah, my head. I remember now. James Vaughan had an assistant named Sin Pa, who kept a journal of Vaughan's adventures. Sin Pa died mysteriously at a young age, but his descendant, Deng Wang, still has the journal. You will need to convince Deng Wang to let you have it. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait until the next episode before Craig is going to be able to approach Deng Wang. All we're going to have time for now is a little bit of tidy up. Some of the Sims are going to be collecting the rest of that platinum that was left lying around that Craig didn't collect when he only needed to collect 2 pieces. And they've also got a hand in the mercury and the copper bars. So that is going to be it until it'll be the end of this video. In the next video we will have Judy, because she's been given an opportunity as well, and Craig will go on to look for Sin Pa's journal. That's it for Muriel for this episode, and now Hayley is setting off to deliver her metal. I think she had to collect mercury, which she didn't have to smelt. She could just deliver the raw mercury, and off she goes. And Meryl's been out collecting platinum that we didn't get Craig to collect. But she's got some mercury to deliver as well. So she'd better go, and I wonder who those hearts are for. She's after her rich husband. She has the lifetime wish to see her wealthy husband's ghost. So she's chasing anyone she can find. First of all, are they wealthy? And second of all, can she marry them? Are they a possible victim? But what she's mainly got to do right now is deliver her mercury. We haven't seen much of Meryl in the last few episodes. She's usually a lot of fun to watch and action. I wonder who gets there first, Meryl or Hayley? Because they're both going to the same place to deliver mercury. Looks like Meryl's made it first. There's Craig sitting there reading. Meryl's taken quite a shine to this relic merchant. I don't think she worries too much if they're single or not. She's just wanting to know if they're rich. Because she's evil and mean-spirited, and she'll take advantage of anyone if it's going to get her what she wants. Which is why Craig isn't really interested in her. He's rich, but she knows she can't get him. See, she's got her gold digger lifetime wish on her mind. And she's updated her visa with the visa points she just got. So these little adventures aren't really very useful except if you're chasing visa points. Now you get money as well, and gold and ancient coins, but the visa points, once all the other Sims have done all the big adventures, you still might have Sims that need visa points. See, she's going to chat him up now to see if she can get him to marry her, because then she'll have to do him in or something, or do something to hope he dies soon. I think she'd be better off marrying an old bloke, some elder who's about to die anyway. She's certainly working hard enough on him, but she's got, if you look at her relationship panel, she has got a whole list of men that she's met in China, and she barely knows any of them, but they're her most favourite people. They come there above all of her housemates, even though she doesn't know them very well yet. She lives in hope. Hayley's turned up, and it looks like we just had another school cheer with Hayley and Craig. I have a feeling that Hayley might be going to match up with Sam. I'll let them do that sort of thing for themselves. I don't push it too hard. Hayley got with Salty because he showed her Mermaid Island when she was diving. There's the opportunity for Judy. Assisting an elder. My elderly grandfather lives on the other side of China, despite his roots here in Chiang Simla. He longs to see a relic from Chiang Simla. My family is wealthy and will pay handsomely for Sims who deliver 3 ancient or older Chinese relics to Deng Wang. Objective: deliver 3 ancient or older relics to Deng Wang. Now it looks like Meryl has finally given up and Hayley has taken the opportunity to step in and deliver her Mercury to the relic merchant. She really needs the visa points. She's just barely hit level 1 visa for China. So this will have helped her greatly to that goal, but I want her to get to level 3 eventually. When she emerges from the relic merchant's shop, she discovers there's a lot of Sims swimming, and there's Meryl going back in to have another conversation in there. This time she's talking to Hayley. Craig is playing with the computer games in that table and chairs outside the other shop. I think that's the cafe. Yes, Hayley and Meryl aren't getting along too well. Hayley wants to play with her computer somewhere as well. I wonder where she's going to go with it. Into the bookshop. Yes, there's a set of steps at the back there and a reading room above the shop. There's a desk in that reading room, so I suspect that's what she's heading for. She needs somewhere to put her computer down. I'm not sure what the bookshop owner would think of this noisy computer game going on in the quiet room upstairs where people are supposed to be sitting quietly perusing the books before they buy them. Meanwhile, downstairs it looks like swimming is on everybody's minds at the moment. Except for Meryl, of course. She's still working on the relic merchant. Poor man. But I guess he'll cope. And he is Jeannie setting off to deliver her copper bars. And Sam seems to think he can get away with just fishing. But no, he's got to go deliver his copper bars too. And this is going to be the end of the video. Judy's going to have to do her adventure in the next episode too. Here's Jeannie arriving at the market. She's going to deliver her copper to the relic merchant. I hope Muriel has left the building. Looks like, yeah, she's sitting outside reading now in the cafe, outside the cafe. So Jeannie can just go straight in, and there's Sam arriving as well. He's going to have to wait for Jeannie to deliver her copper, and then Sam can deliver his, and they'll both get the extra visa points, which they need desperately, because the only two that are doing well at the moment with their visa points are Judy and Craig. And Judy's the only one on level 3. It doesn't matter if she doesn't get any more adventures in China, but she's getting them. None of the others are at level 3 yet, or even close. Craig's the closest. He's just into level 2 visa points. Some of them are still level 0. So they'll be doing as many little side adventures as possible. And we'll finish the video here with everybody jumping in the water. It looks like there's a lot of skinny dipping going on. So we better leave them to that, I think. There's Sam getting his points. There's his visa above his head. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And I will see you in the next episode. Sam kept his togs on. I think the next pool over is where the skinny dipping's happening. Bye bye for now. And happy simming.